Baby, be in love with your fantasies. I can be a star, make a sky so bright. Welcome to my dungeon, this is ecstasy. Let me play the fantasy.
What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Asia.
And it's your boy, BJ.
And we back like we never left.
We are back in the building with another reaction. I'm ready to really check this one out. When I saw this one, I definitely wanted to check it out and just really get some commentary on this. It's Larry Elder now. Okay, now on this one, he's talking about, do you think that only white people are still racist? Okay.
Okay.
So, Larry Elder.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, he's saying still think only white people are racist. He's saying think again. And this is by Larry Elder. I definitely wanted to tap in with this one.
I don't think only white people are racist. I think all races are racist.
We're about to check it out. I really want to see what he say, because you know how,
I mean, I don't mean that like to say like people, you know what I mean? I think every race is like, that's what I think.
Okay.
Every race is racist.
Okay.
To some degree, like, I don't think it's just white people. I'm just saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we about to dive into it and see what's going on.
Okay.
Still think only white people are racist.
Oh gosh.
I got a question. What about black racism, black bigotry, and black anti-Semitism? I mean, it's an article of faith that Donald Trump is a racist, right?
References to Donald Trump as a racist slowly increased over time, but they were always met with challenges. How do you know he's a racist? And the American news media has gone through years now of hair splitting on the difference between saying something racist and being a racist, as if there is a difference.
The morality issue. This is about whether or not you will continue to vote for and support a president who is a racist, who is a misogynist,
who's killing the environment,
who is killing the environment, who is putting children in cages, who is separating families, who is dividing our country. If you are going to vote for that person and you are not going to speak out against racism, you are complicit in what he is doing to this country, period.
And of course, blacks are oppressed by systemic racism, institutional racism, structural racism, and former presidential Democrat candidate Beto O'Rourke gave us a brand new one.
Racism in America is endemic. It is foundational.
Foundational racism, damn. Now, what about black racism?
Wow.
Yeah, they got all these different types. I mean, I find that comical right now with him saying that, like, foundational racism, educational racism, judicial racism, neighborhood racism,
okay,
supermarket racism. You know, like I think they could probably find anything in regards to like racism goes. You know what I mean? No, but he took me back with that one. Foundational. Okay.
Foundational.
Yeah.
Foundational racism. Damn. Now, what about black racism, black bigotry, and black anti-Semitism?
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
Really? What do you call this?
If you are not prepared to come to that table and to represent that voice, don't come. Because we don't need any more brown faces that don't want to be a brown voice. We don't need black faces that don't want to be a black voice.
You know, I can't find the word. I'm looking for the word. I found the word. The word is bigotry. Never mind what Barack Obama once said about being black.
One of the great changes that's occurred in our country since I was your age is the realization there's no one way to be black. I take it from somebody who's seen both sides of the debate about whether I'm black or not.
Now, about black racism, a Rasmussen poll asked blacks, whites, and Hispanics, of these three groups, which is the most racist? 37% of American adults think most black Americans are racist. Just 15% consider most white Americans racist, while 18% say the same of Hispanic Americans. Among black Americans, 31% think most blacks are racist, 24% consider most whites racist, 15% view most Hispanics that way. Among white adults, 10% think most whites are racist, 38% believe most blacks are racist, and 17% say most Hispanics are racist.
Okay, so this is from the Rasmussen reports as of July the 3rd, 2013. So this is this particular poll or like survey. Okay.
That's
these
actually,
numbers are what? 9 years old?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but that gives you a perspective right there as far as like a view right there. You see that?
Yeah.
A view on most black, even this one right here, among black Americans, they're saying they feel that 31% most blacks are racist.
Believe most blacks are racist, and 17% say most Hispanics.
Hold on. Among black Americans, 31% think most blacks are racist, while 24% considers most whites racist.
So it's saying less black Americans feel that white Americans are less racist than black.
Okay, and 15% view most Hispanics that way. Okay, so among white adults, 10% think white Americans are racist. 38% believe most blacks are racist. Oh, and 17% say most Hispanics are racist. Wow.
And that's among white Americans are racist. White Americans saying that, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
So again, they only think 10% of most white Americans are racist, but 38% believe that most blacks are racist. And a lot of that is going to be based on, you know, the household that you're born and being raised in. That's where it's going to stand. That's where it's going to start at. So when they talk about foundational racism, that's where it typically is going to start at, is in the home of where you live at. Okay,
I'm surprised by these numbers, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, me too. I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of this.
Are racist. End of quote. In other words, more whites think blacks are racist than they think whites are racist, than they think Hispanics are racist. Among Hispanics, more Hispanics think blacks are racist than believe whites are racist or believe blacks are racist. Among blacks,
right,
more blacks believe blacks are racist than they believe Hispanics are racist or whites are racist. What does that tell you? Now get this. A 1999 article in the LA Times talked about how Hispanic landlords were discriminating against would-be black tenants, and how black landlords were discriminating against would-be Hispanic tenants. Two recent studies of rental practices found that Latino landlords are discriminating against African Americans and black landlords are discriminating against Latinos at levels comparable to those practiced by whites against minority groups a decade ago. End of quote. Now, what about black versus white and white versus black violent crime? Heather McDonald, a researcher at the Manhattan Institute.
I want to hear this right here.
In 2018, there were 593,598 interracial violent victimizations, excluding homicides, between blacks and whites last year. Blacks committed 537,204 of these interracial felonies, or 90%, and whites committed 56,394 of them, or less than 10%. End of quote. Now,
Wow. Huh.
And that was 2019. Wow. Okay, and this is the City Journal. Okay. Yeah. Now I knew that the numbers were pretty high. I didn't think that it was this high right here. Out of the 593,598, 537,204 of those were committed by blacks.
4 of them, or less than 10%.
Wow.
End of quote. Now, what about hate crime? It certainly is true that blacks, at 13% of the population and at 28% of the victims, are disproportionately likely to be a victim of a hate crime. But it is also true that blacks, at 13% of the population, are disproportionately more likely to commit a hate crime. Blacks are overrepresented among perpetrators of hate crime by 50%, according to the most recent DOJ data from 2017.
Wow.
Whites are underrepresented by 24%. This is particularly true for anti-gay and anti-Semitic hate crimes. End of quote. And the American Enterprise Institute notes the hate crime victimization rates in 2018 per 100,000 population of each group was as follows: 14.8 for Jews, 6.6 for Muslims, 5.5 for blacks. Adjusted for population by group, American Jews were 2.7 times more likely than blacks to be a victim of a hate crime last year, and more than twice as likely than a Muslim to be a hate crime victim. End of quote.
Wow.
Again, speaking of bigotry, did you know that black opposition to
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
So, and again, like I said, Larry Elder, he's pulling out facts too. In regards to like these surveys and these polls and these statistics too as well.
That is so unfortunate. Like, I wonder, like, why? Like, why is that? Like, what is it that... Because, I mean, these are percentages. These are based off of, like, surveys. So maybe, you know, people was just having a bad day that day. You know what I mean?
From my own personal account. Go ahead.
In all seriousness, I'm just like, man, that's insane for it to be. I had no idea that it would be that. That's an astronomical number in comparison, where you talk about the black crimes and committed by black people, the white crimes, and then the percentages to compare that in terms of black people thinking white people and Hispanics, and then white people think of black people, Hispanics. So you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy that they all say that black people are more racist, but I wonder. Well, that would be going off of like feeling off of emotions. So maybe like people just think that, like maybe they have had also like experiences and stuff like that. Because I feel like
like a lot of it may come from their personal experiences.
It comes from like personal experiences. But man, I done seen some stuff where I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like it just shouldn't be going down like that.
Yeah.
I mean, like I've seen where there are groups of black people. And I've seen it. I can.
Yeah.
I hate to say it though. If I'm being honest, I don't want to admit that. Like I've seen stuff where I'm just like, that's foul. From
my own personal account, like I said, in regards to the black on black crime, like I've seen it. It's very, very prevalent, like in our community, in our city, and a lot of other cities around the United States. So I know in regards to like the black on black, I know that number is going to be probably higher than any other ethnic group. I know that for a fact, for sure.
Black-white marriages is actually slightly higher than white opposition to black-white marriages. 17% of white respondents felt interracial marriage was morally wrong, compared with 18% of black respondents and 15% of Hispanic respondents. End of quote. Speaking of opposition to black-white interracial marriages, in 1995, here in California.
So is he saying more black people think that interracial marriage is that don't agree with interracial marriage?
Go back again.
18% of 17%
of white respondents felt interracial marriage was morally wrong, compared with 18% of black respondents and 15% of Hispanic respondents.
Ooh.
That's in regards to interracial marriage. Yeah.
Speaking of opposition to black-white interracial marriages, in 1995 here in California, a black man named Ward Connerly led the fight to get rid of race-based preferences in the areas of hiring, contracting, and college admissions. One of his detractors is a woman named Diane Watson, also black. She was a state lawmaker in California. Here's what she said. He's married to a white woman. He wants to be white. He wants a colorless society. He has no ethnic pride. He doesn't want to be black. End of quote. Holy David Duke. By the way, does that apply to CNN's Don Lemon and CNN's Van Jones, both of whom are married?
I feel like that's kind of with any particular ethnic group, even though the numbers can probably be a little different in regards to ethnic groups. But I really feel like that because I've grown up around other blacks, other people of my ethnicity, you know what I mean, that literally will say the exact same things that she just sat there and said right there.
Oh.
You won't hear it, like I said, you won't hear it like that, but in regards to like people's homes, like you'll hear it there, you know what I mean? And like I said, I'm just speaking from my own personal account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
CNN's Don Lemon and CNN's Van Jones, both of whom are married to whites. That's right. The left-wing Van Jones is married to a white woman, and the left-wing Don Lemon is married to a white man. Now,
I knew about Don
on
Lemon.
to black anti-Semitism.
So when they talk about Farrakhan, call me a hater, you know what they do? Call me an anti-Semite. Stop it. I'm anti-termite.
You know what I say? He'll talk to 5 years from now when he's lamed up, or 8 years when he's out of office. From the Jewish vote, the AIPAC vote, that's controlling him, that would not let him send a representation to the Darfur Review Conference, that's talking this craziness in Israel because they're Zionists. They will not let him talk to somebody who calls the spade what it is. Ethnic cleansing that's going on in Gaza, the ethnic cleansing of the Zionists is a sin and a crime against humanity.
And Alan Dershowitz, a longtime Democrat, has publicly said, had he known about this photograph with Barack Obama and Minister Farrakhan, he would not have voted for Obama in 2008. But no.
But see, I knew about that. I knew about that picture right there. Him with Louis Farrakhan. I've seen them.
Let's not talk about black bigotry. Now, LeBron James, like a lot of young blacks, grew up in the inner city. And he says that when he grew up, he disliked whites because he assumed whites disliked blacks.
Ron, you can speak that because first time you were around all white people when you came to high school.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I went to an all-white high school, Catholic high school.
Right.
So, like when I first went to the 9th grade in the high school, I was on some like, I'm not white people.
Right.
Like, cause I was so institutionalized growing up in the hood. It's like they don't with us. They don't want us to succeed. The hierarchy, and then we're here. Like, matter of fact, we're underneath this chair. So I'm like, I'm going to this school to play ball, and that's it. I don't want nothing to do with white people. I don't believe that they want anything to do with I don't want no, it's me and my boys, we going to high school together, and we here to hoop. So that was like my...
But you know what, though? Like, it just come to think of, like, him saying that, though,
yeah.
I almost feel like I felt like that. Like, you know, especially when we moved from, like, Oak Cliff. Like, no offense to anybody.
Yeah, get it
but, like,
personal
coming
account.
out to, like, you know, Oak Cliff, like, coming up in the schools and stuff like that, like, in the daycare centers, like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of... Because, remember, I would always tell you, like, it was stuff that... fuck it. I mean, stuff my sister would say to me where I was just like, you sound like a white girl. You sound like she would, like, you know what I mean? Because I was around the kids and stuff at school. When we moved to a different city, you know, and she would make fun of me, like, because I would talk like them, and I guess I don't know, but and I was little, like I was
trying to say that you sound like a valley girl. Like,
yeah, but I was at the time like I was only like 5 or 6, like I'm not kidding.
But sometimes that can be like the mental conditioning of a person that feels less than, because like for you to say, oh, you sound like a white person, like because they sound more smarter or more sophisticated, it really says more about that person that's saying that's projecting that towards them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because
Mm-hmm.
it's making them even more inferior to you. You know, by them sitting here telling you that you sound like a white person just because you talk eloquently, you don't talk with a ton of slang and ebonics. You know what I'm saying? Because I had the same account too. Like when I moved from the inner city and moved, like my first year in school, in public school, like outside of like in the suburbs, it was the same way for me too. It was like
completely different, right?
It was like I was like a fish out of water.
But what's crazy is like that you can say, I know, like your mom and your dad weren't doing all of that. Like don't, you know. I think it was just a thing. Like it wasn't like something that was taught to you. I feel like it was just something that you just thought. You know what I mean? Even as a kid, like I can remember thinking that what he's saying, I'm just like,
because you're in that community. Even though I didn't personally hear that or see that in my household, as far as like the bigotry,
right?
You saw it in the community,
right,
or around us. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I don't want no. It's me and my boys. We going to high school together, and we here to hoop. So that was like my initial like thoughts and my initial shock to like white America when I was 14 years old for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
So,
and that's Catholic school, which is even whiter America. I don't know if you knew that. There are levels to white America.
It took me a little while,
right,
to kind of adjust to it.
Talk about stereotyping. He thought all whites disliked all blacks. How about this? How about taking responsibility for yourself in the year 2020? How about standing up for your own actions? How about being a man?
You're my father. I'm your son. I love you. I always have, and I always will. But you think of yourself as a colored man. I think of myself as a man.
I'm Larry Elder, and we've got a country to save. I'll see you next time.
I like that clip that they put in there with Sidney Poitier at the end right there. Classic movie, and I like what he said right there because they was kind of showing you the dichotomy between like an older African American that might have been raised in the civil in the civil rights movement, maybe a little bit before that, and now you're seeing like the difference in generation and how you're thinking in regards to like I just don't want to be seen and represented as a black man because like I said, you get that in the black community a lot in regards to like we're black, rather than it just being you just being a person, a man, a woman, trying to strip that category from yourself as well. Because I feel like sometimes you can be a slave to that too. You can be a slave to your own color because you're so caught up in that rather than just being like a man, a woman,
putting
and
a color
just
to
being
everything.
a person, putting a color to everything. But I like the video because it does put a lot of perspective into it, and not even that, but just in regards to like what we grew up around, how we kind of grew up in regards to like the mindset that people think of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man, this journey has been very, very interesting.
This was a cool video.
It's like, it's just, I mean, I don't know, because I see the comments, and it's just kind of like, y'all are this or y'all are that. I'm just like, man, I'm here to learn. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm learning a lot. And stuff like this, like I just feel like it's very eye-opening, and even if it's not the truth, like it definitely makes me wonder. Like it definitely. Hey, I got questions.
Yeah,
I got questions.
And we find ourselves even having more conversations around it too, just off camera, just bringing it up and want to do research, looking into it, reading things. Hey, did you know this? I just found this. You need to read this. Something you sent me the other day. I still haven't read it.
Since we've started doing this, at least once a night we go and we start looking into stuff that we were looking into on these videos before.
Even like with the voter harvesting and the ballot harvesting and stuff like that, like trying to get a better understanding as far as like the voting system and how it was working like in the last election and stuff like that too.
So it's been a journey. This was really nice, eye-opening to say the least. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this as well. Like, what do y'all think? I'm just curious.
Just y'all thoughts in regards to this video and what Larry Elder is saying, or better yet, asking. Do you think that only white people are the only ones that's racist? You know what I mean? So y'all tap in and let us know. Very, very, very good topic.
So if y'all enjoyed this, make sure you give us a big thumbs up and smash the notification bell. Join the family, y'all. And if ain't nobody else told you, I love you. And we're going to see y'all in the next video, y'all.
Absolutely.
Bye.